Impressive resume, Dr. Connors.
Like, he's literally faked his degrees. Nurse from the back gave him a gauze pad and is kept on his chin. Hey friends, Dr. Bob here, Indie surgeon based in India, and today let's react to all the medical scenes acted by Leonardo DiCaprio in the movie Catch Me If You Can, one of the finest actors in Hollywood industry. So today, from all the fake stethoscopes to the real confidence of being a doctor, let's dissect to all these scenes and see how medically accurate they are.
I'm a doctor. Dear Dad, I've decided to get off the road for a while. I've taken a night job at a hospital and met some really nice people. It feels good to have my feet on the ground, to wake up in the same bed every night.
Yep. So pretty much looks like the night job in hospital more like a casualty doctor or like a duty doctor. So that is where basically the hospital keeps running. So morning hours shifts, they'll have the senior professors, consultants, specialists all take over. That'll go probably till evening, and later if any emergencies they require means they'll assign some junior doctor to take care of the nights. So seems like that's what he signed up for.
Well, that's a pretty impressive resume, Dr. Connors.
Well, unfortunately, the only thing I need is an emergency room supervisor for my midnight to 8 a.m. shift. Someone to babysit 6 interns and 20 nurses. But, well, I doubt that you'd be interested in that.
Well,
My god, like he's literally faked his degrees so much that he looked overqualified for a job. And definitely it shows the lacuna where the institution or the hospital has failed to find out, because those days, yeah, I understand it's just the paper degree they have, and Leonardo himself presenting as so much authority and charm that he is an actual physician or a doctor. So that is pulled out really well. But nowadays this data flow verification and the document processing is such a tedious thing and very meticulously done. So there's nowhere, or this nearly impossible to fake it or get through that. So now it's more or less things are digitalized, and if at all you're caught doing fraud in documentation and things like that, things can go really bad, such as it can even put you through the court to the jail. So it's highly risky thing to do that nowadays.
Runs fast with 60 drops a minute until we calculate the fluid requirements. What do you estimate the degree and extent of the burn skill there?
Second and third degree burns over about 20% of the body surface.
Do you concur?
I concur.
Let's get him up to pediatrics.
Okay, right. So he's probably watching all these videos of doctors in surgery videos, something, consultation videos to learn how to become a doctor. So cool, right? Instead of spending your years, 5, 10, 15 years in medical school, training, residency, all that crap out, just watch videos, and he even got his job as a doctor. I really wish things were that simple. And one more thing I noticed is that the video where Leonardo is watching some surgeons or people at least in scrubs, the OT cap, the mask, if it's an operation setup videos, 90%, 99%, it's the video of what operation is happening. It's very unlikely that the videos where the surgeon is doing and the full process of him involved, it will be less in the whole thing. Maybe it'll be there in the full video in between where surgeon doing this, doing that, his face and all would come. But otherwise, the operational videos, surgery videos is just the field of what we're doing. That is enough, because that's what we want to learn, right?
Oh, and you, Dr. Connors.
Man, he's really confused and clueless where to go, what to do. Well, that looks like definitely that's an emergencies department, casualty. So when you enter there as a doctor, or you're practicing there, there's something called a stretch, which in French means trier. So it's something where you categorize and segregate patients based on the severity of injury they have. So this is as easy as imagining like a signal, like the red, yellow, green. So if it's a red means it's immediate care required. If it's yellow means delayed care. If it's green means it's minor, and if it's black means dead. So it's something where if a patient comes where there's difficulty in breathing or there's a lot of blood loss, it's an emergency, means directly triage him to red zone. Where a patient comes with fractured arm or legs means it's important, but patient won't die soon, so you can put them to yellow. If a patient walks in with injury saying I got an injury here, you can segregate and put him into green. Whereas if a patient is broad dead and CPR was tried outside and patient come with no hope or coming with a hope that maybe they can be recovered, situation like that, very morbid, means directly go to black zone.
Gentlemen, what seems to be the problem?
Bicycle accident. Fractured tibia about 5 inches below patella.
He is definitely having no idea what to do. He's not even looking into the scene. He's scared. And the nurse from the back gave him a gauze pad clamped with an artery forceps for dressing or for removal or for cleaning the wound. He took that and he's kept on his chin. He's thinking what to do with that. I mean, that really shows, it's portrayed really well of a person who is not in the field of treating patients, coming up and doing this suddenly out of the blue. Obviously, he'll be clueless. Alright, so out of all the Leonardo DiCaprio movies out there, which of them did you really like the most? Comment down below and let's connect. And if you guys are watching till here, do love and support by leaving it a like and subscribe for more.
Dr. Harris,
Yes?
do you concur
Concur with what, sir?
with what Dr. Ashland just said? Do you concur?
Well, it was a bicycle accident. The boy told us.
So you concur?
Just say yes, dude. Man, he is just digging his own grave, I think. Man, obviously Leonardo portraying the character is just learn something what he watched with some videos out there, and he's just trying to play and keep the character of a fake doctor. And he's definitely doing the deflection tactic very well. And what do you mean by do you concur? It is basically a term what we used to say, do you agree with the findings or do you agree with what we just discussed about? So it's like, do you concur? Yes, I do. Something like that can be just told and end the conversation.
Concur. I think we should take an x-ray, then stitch him up and put him in a walking cast.
Very good, Dr. Ashland, very good. Well, you don't seem to have much need for me. Carry on.
Well, that's more like a situation where the main surgeon or the main professor, doctor, consultant comes into the scene, gives much of advice what to do, and once that's done, once that framework is done, they leave. The rest of the groundwork is done by the junior doctors. And this pretty much requires a situation where you clean the wound, take up the patient for an x-ray, see how is the fracture, if it's there, and based on that, we have to clinically assess if the vascularity is intact, if the nerve supply is intact and all is good in taken care of. Then analgesics, if there's pain, infections, or they start with antibiotics. And if it's a closed fracture, which is not much of open fracture, we can plan for casting a splint, or even the plaster of Paris cast can be used. And overall, the general management can be done by the emergency physicians. But nowadays, for medical legal purposes, we don't end there. We even get an orthopedic consultant's opinion, their documentation for, again, medical legal purposes to be in safe hands so that nothing is missed or nothing is getting neglected here.
Blew it, didn't I? Why didn't I concur?
Oh man, he's gonna think over it and be sad. Yeah, pretty much normal day-to-day things that happens in a life of a medical doctor. Things can go out, maybe things which you knew so much wouldn't be able to be executed at the moment of time because something you would have got fumbled and all. It's okay, just move on. There's a lot more things to come. It's okay. I know it's really disheartening at that moment, but yeah, it's part and parcel of life. Yep, totally normal, expected, that can happen to anyone who's not exposed to all these clinical scenarios before. Well, what is this? Mainly because it's something called as a vasovagal response, where you see all these disturbing things for the person that activates the parasympathetic nervous system in the body. Because of that, there is decreased heartbeats, there's vasodilatation, increased blood flow, and following that, there's decreased blood that's going to the brains. Because of that, so it leads to lightheadedness, dizziness, nausea, all a part of it. It can happen to anyone, even medical students who are first time exposed to operation theaters, especially going to labor OTs and seeing the delivery of the baby, so much blood, all those things can happen. And even I had a time where it was difficult for me also, seeing so much blood loss and really creeped me out. Oh my god, that bear attack. So there's a broad concept about brown bears and black bears. So if it's like a brown bear, you can play dead. Like the story out there, you play dead on your stomach on the ground, the bears come, sniff you and leave. Whereas if it comes to black bears, they seem to be more aggressive species, and they suggest you not to play dead. In fact, you can try to do something, get an object, deflect, run away, do something, but not play dead when it comes to black bears. And a general tip out there for anyone going into jungle and forests like this is to better have adequate weaponry, spear, knife, whatever is there in your hand that can be there, should be there to avoid from situation and encounters like this. Because roughly around 2 to 4 incidents like this happen in North America, and otherwise it's very rare, this bear attacks. So Leonardo DiCaprio might have faked his identity being a doctor, but in his craft he has done a splendid job as acting that character, and that's what probably makes Leonardo's performance timeless and amazing, right? So that's all for today, my friends. I hope you guys liked today's episode of reacting to all the medical scenes by Leonardo DiCaprio, and if you guys liked it, do show some love and support for the channel and giving it a thumbs up and subscribing to the channel. It would mean a lot to me. And as always, you guys take care, stay safe. This is Dr. Bob signing out.